And action.
Okay, start scene. Okay, guys, I'm back on YouTube.
Not your intro video.
Yes, it is. This is my intro video.
You're doing intro and
yes,
iPhone in the same video?
No, this is my intro video first.
Oh, I titled it the wrong thing.
Oh, God, do you want me to start again?
No, just talk. I'll fix it.
Okay, anyway, this is my intro video. I'm back on YouTube with mixed emotions. I wasn't really sure I wanted to do this because, unlike Oriana, I'm a way more private person. I kind of really keep things to myself. I don't like to put myself out there. I don't like people in my biz. But if you're the right kind of person, you ask the right kinds of questions, and you're kind and friendly, I can usually get through that. Anyway, my format's going to be a little bit different than Oriana's. I'm not all into the beauty, fashion, and makeup, although I love all those things, and I think that's where she inherently got it from. I'm going to do more of a talk show kind of atmosphere. So eventually, if you guys want to ask me questions like you do to her, I'd like to eventually do live chats and stuff like that because I like interaction. But I'm going to start off today with a couple of things that are kind of on my mind, and this is really, really important to me. I just heard about this, and I was unaware of this until today. We all know about the Boston bombings and what happened there. Well, I found out today there's a magazine out. It's actually called Inspire, which is really ridiculous. And this is the magazine that they actually found out how to make pressure cooker bombs. It's a magazine that is solely about promoting terrorism, the Al-Qaeda, and I think it's really ironic that it's called Inspire. And recently there is an article in there that talks about our civilization, meaning here in the U.S., and our government telling people that they should embrace the fact that we should suffer, we should be bombed, we should be killed. And that is so sad to me because I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in Afghanistan. I don't care if you live here. Everybody has the right to live. And because your way of life isn't our way of life or vice versa, and you're mad at our government or our government's mad at you, you are killing innocent people. People that may not even participate in the government or believe in the government. So it's really sad to me that there's a whole magazine out there called Inspire, of all things, that is related to and all about the Al-Qaeda. And my feeling about this is I'm a big book reader. I'm an avid reader. And if anything should ever be banned and there shouldn't be freedom of speech, that should be the magazine they start with. So that's my first thing. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk a little bit about sports. I know Ori spoke about her sports things for a question that she was asked. Of course, I'd first of all like to say congratulations to the New York Rangers for getting as far as they did in the playoffs. And I'm one of those fans that I'm proud. If they make it to the playoffs, they don't make it to the playoffs, they get a Stanley Cup, congratulations. I've been a fan for 40 years. I'm going to be a fan for another 40 years, another 400 years. However long I live, however long the Rangers live, however long they exist. That's what being a fan is. I've talked before about what it means to be a fan. It doesn't mean to stalk. It doesn't mean to get in their personal life. It doesn't mean to berate them, to come down on them when they're not playing. You don't have to tell an athlete, especially a professional athlete, when they're playing well or when they're not. They know. Their coaches know. Everybody knows. But the thing that is most important is, as a fan, you really should just support. Whether they win or they lose, just support. That's all you really should do. Love the sport for the sport. Humanize it. Don't make them about being something that is impossible. Not everybody can score 40, 50 goals a year. Not everybody can, be that perfect athlete that you want them to be. And those of you that sit in the stands, and I'm at every Ranger home game and so many away games, if you sit in the stands and you think it's fun to sit there and berate someone, what would happen if the tables were turned on you? What if suddenly an athlete turned around and said, your mother's this, your father's that, your brother's this, you stink, you suck? It's horrible. That doesn't make you a fan. It doesn't make you cool around your friends. Put down the beer and actually enjoy the sport. So that's the first thing that I wanted to discuss in this YouTube video that I'm back with. Thank you. The second thing I want to talk about is nail polish. Lately there's been a lot of nail polishes out that I really, really like, and I've been very daring with my nails forever. I'm going to tell you, I think, and this is, my daughter can tell you the truth about this, I originated that one nail different than everything else. I've been doing that since she was an infant.
She really did. I swear to God.
So I'm going to show you my nails up close, like that.
This one can never find the camera.
Shush.
You see that little circle on the top of the light?
See, look how good I'm doing. So I have this. I didn't put it up on my Instagram, which I usually do, so I'll do that later. But those are my nails. I'm really loving the colors. I know Ori spoke about a couple of nail polishes she likes for May. I have a couple that I like too. I'm not going to do that every month, but if I find something I really like, I will let you know about it. I will tell you in my next video, because I'll be more prepared for it, Some products I bought recently that I didn't like. I don't want to go with what I love, but I want to go with what I didn't like.
Video.
And I think that's important to do. Another thing is, before I end here, I want to make sure I get this in. In my last videos, I always did an In the Zone and Bad to the Bone. My In the Zone for this month goes to Marion Gaborik, formerly of the New York Rangers. He was so classy, traded by the New York Rangers very late in the season, very beloved player, really, I believe, played his best and often played hurt. And the reason he gets my good in the zone is because all through the playoffs, he tweeted to the Rangers and encouraged them as though he was still on the team, and it was simply the most classy thing, one of the most classy things I've seen in sports. And my bad to the bone goes to two people. Number one, okay, my first bad to the bone, and all of you can write this if you'd like, I am not intimidated by preteens and teenagers, goes to Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, you have talent. That's obvious. Do not make history by being the next child star that has failed, is in rehab, is ridiculous, and making a fool out of yourself. All you're doing is making yourself look bad. Pull your damn pants up, comb your hair, keep your shirt down, and sing. That's all that we ask of you. We don't have to see your biceps. Most women have husbands, boyfriends, somebody whose biceps they can look at every night. We don't need to see your underwear. We can go to the store. We can see underwear if we need to see it. And worst of all, you're disgracing what little talent you started with. You can sing. Do that. Sing. Stop being that stupid little boy that grows up like every other child star, and the list goes on and on. There's so many of them in the news right now, and there's so many previously in the news. Think of all the people that were stars when I was young, when my daughter was young. Where are they now? This is what happens to them. Don't follow that pattern. So that's my one jackhole there. And the other person that I'd like to call out for being bad to the bone. Well, here, this is kind of a strange, maybe bad to the bone, and some of you probably don't even know who this is. But my bad to the bone is somebody who actually is in charge of the New York Rangers, and that is Glenn Sather. Glenn Sather was a world-winning coach when he was with the Edmonton Oilers. He had such great talent as Wayne Gretzky, Paul Coffey, Mark Messier. And, you know, he came to the New York Rangers, and while many people touted him for making these big, bold moves of bringing all this talent to New York, and I'm glad he brought the talent to New York, but lately it's become a person that becomes very maniacal, very filled with ego. And once you let power get that much control of you, you're going to make bad decisions. And while many times during the year I had many disagreements about how I feel that the coach of the New York Rangers handled the New York Rangers, I do believe that the shortened season, and I've said this before, hurt the team, hurt certain players, and hurt the coach. And I do think that since he had 1 year left on his contract, it wouldn't have hurt the Rangers to see where that year took them, because they underwent such a great deal of changes this year. I do believe they could have met in the middle, and maybe next year could have been their year. Whoever we get, you know, good luck to you, wherever Torts goes. And as I said, I have a person that has disagreed with him many times during the year and been vocal about it and angry at him for certain things. But, you know, wherever you go, Mr. Tortorella, Coach, I wish you the best, and they will, I'm sure, be a really amazing team, a really great contender, and you will bring to them many, many things. Let's not forget, he is the winningest American coach there's ever been. So that's the jackhole, of course, as I told you, bad to the bone, Glenn Sather, and Justin Bieber. The other thing I'm just going to cover, and I don't want to make this video all that long, but the last thing I'm going to cover is I want to cover each month something about being a parent. And while teaching was always a difficult job, definitely the most rewarding, it kind of goes hand in hand with being a parent. Being a parent is the most difficult job anyone will ever have. And most of you I know that watch my videos are really of my daughter's age. So you're going to kind of say, well, this doesn't apply to me. It does apply to you. Understand that in most cases, if you have parents, and you are blessed enough to have parents, you should remember that 99.9% of the time, the things they tell you are for your own good, are because they care, are because they're done with love. For me, it's always been I grew up with a very strict mom and dad, very sheltered. And I promised I wouldn't do that with my daughter. And I haven't sheltered her, and I haven't been that strict with her. But there are certain things that are very important in life. And if you're a younger person watching this video, you might want to bring your mom or dad and say, hey, listen to what she said. I may not agree with her, but maybe your parents will agree with me. Understand that you will never know what it is like to be a parent, obviously, until you are a parent. But just remember, you're fortunate enough to have parents. And those parents come once. That's it. You get one set of parents. And we don't always do the right thing. It's important as parents to admit when we're wrong, when we've done something wrong. Children don't come with a manual. There's not always a clear-cut path of how to parent. But the one thing I can tell you, the most important thing I found as a parent and as a teacher is truly you set an example. So if you show hate to people and you show prejudice and you show bullying, your children will do that. So those of you out there that are bullies, chances are your parents are bullies or were bullies. That's the thing that gets to be so hard as a parent. It's hard for me to sit here and not see just my daughter, but see so many children bullied. So I ask you parents and I ask you children today, and I will ask you in every video that I do, if you can just for 1 hour stop being a bully, eventually you may stop being one altogether. Think of how you would feel if somebody said that to you, to your mother, to your little brother, to your dad, to your best friend, to your cousin, whoever means something to you. Think about when you say something mean to someone, especially if you don't even know them, how it would feel if it came back to you. So that's the beginning of my video and the end of my video here, my welcome back video. Thanks for asking me back. A lot of you did, and that was really nice. And I look forward to doing some more videos. If you have anything you specifically like me to address, parent-wise, sports-wise, I'm going to be doing a lot of sports, makeup, fashion, whatever. I'm here for it all. So thank you, and have a really good day, and stop bullying.
Okay, now he was close, tried to domesticate you, but you're an animal.